In this video, I'm going to be demonstrating how to pick up a dropped stitch in garter stitch. So we've got some garter stitches on this needle. We're going to move some stitches over to the other needle so that we can work in the middle of the fabric. And we're going to drop a stitch. So this is the stitch we're going to drop. So we're just going to let it fall down a few rows. And usually, unless you're pulling on knitting, you see I have to actually pull these stitches out. Usually a drop stitch won't drop down too far. In garter stitch, it is a little bit different to pick up the stitches than it is in stockinette or reverse stockinette. So let's just start with this stitch right here. It's dropped down to here. Let's get this one on the crochet hook. Actually, we'll get this one right here. So we've got this stitch on the crochet hook. We're going to identify it was just worked as a knit stitch. You can see there's no purl bump there. It's a knit stitch. So because this is garter stitch, on the next row it needs to be worked as a purl stitch. So that means we need to bring the yarn that's in the row that's going to be worked forward in front of the stitch that's dropped. Remember, when we purl, the yarn's always in the front of the work. So we're going to put the crochet hook from the back to the front through that dropped stitch. We're going to pick up the yarn in the strand that we want to work, and with the crochet hook we're going to catch it and pull it through that dropped stitch. And we just caught one strand of it. Let's do that again. So we bring the yarn to the front, put our crochet hook from the back to the front through the caught stitch, then catch the strand that we're going to pull through with the hook of the crochet hook and pull it through. Now we have a new stitch on the crochet hook. Can you see that? It's right here. And you can see that there's a purl bump just below the crochet hook. So that means the next stitch is going to be a knit stitch. So we got to make sure we keep these strands lined up in the proper order. That's where you really get mixed up easily. The next one we're going to work with is right here. And so we're going to make a knit stitch, and this is convenient because we already have the crochet hook in this stitch properly. We're just going to grab that yarn with the hook of the crochet hook and pull it through. Now we've worked a knit stitch. Now we need to, I'm kind of pinching the base of that stitch with my thumb and my finger on the back of the work in the front so it keeps it from falling down. Take the crochet hook out, move the next yarn that's going to be used, which is this one right here, to the front, because we're going to make a purl stitch. We're going to put our crochet hook from the back to the front through that caught stitch. We're going to catch the yarn with the crochet hook and pull it through. Now we've just made another purl stitch. And again, our crochet hook, it's very convenient. It's right in position to make a knit stitch. So the next strand we're going to work with is this one. We're just going to put the crochet hook underneath that strand, pull it through, and we've just worked a knit. The last one's going to be a purl, so again I'm going to catch it with my thumb and my finger, pull the crochet hook out. I'm going to bring the yarn to the front of the work. I'm going to put my crochet hook from the back to the front, through the garter, through the caught stitch, and pull the yarn through in a purl. Then I'm going to put this back on the left needle with the correct stitch mount and remove the crochet hook. Now we've picked that stitch up. We're going to move all the stitches back over so we can look at the fabric. Sometimes when you pick the stitches up, the tension won't be just right. The stitches will be enlarged or too small. So then what you do is you go back, you can see these enlarged stitches right here, those were the drop stitches, and you go to the neighboring stitch. See, it's really small, just pull up on it a little bit. Pull up on this one a little bit, and the same on this side, and it spreads the tension back out across the work so the stitches are all pretty much the same size.